Hey guys, it's Drina G here, and welcome back to Escape with Drina. On this episode of Rise and Heal, we're going to talk about why you don't actually need closure. Closure is a cognitive process where humans try to complete or close incomplete figures. Terms described as one's desire for a firm or clear answer to a peaceful solution. And relationship, closure is felt needed because we tend to try to fill in blanks for why something didn't work. We are constantly battling emotions using cognitive dissonance to decipher the truth. We know reality. We understand reality, but our actions versus our mind is the biggest picture. It's hard to accept the fact of letting go because we tend to hold on to what was. And then you try to convince yourself, regardless of the pain or discomfort someone may have caused you, you want to understand why. Of course, I'm going to uncover in later chapters what cognitive dissonance is and how to feel balanced, and especially when it comes to making decisions. But for now, I'm going to explain to you why getting closure is honestly just BS. And trust, by the end of this, you will trust in your mind that closure comes within. What closure looks like. Closure can be seen or heard as phrases like, I want him to know how I feel. Does he not know how much he's really hurting me? I'm going to slash his tires. I want everyone to know how this person did me. I'm calling his mother. I'm calling his friends. Everyone needs to know. I'm going to make a TikTok if I have to. Maybe I should call him. I'm going to send this last text out and tell him everything I feel with all the rage and all my power. Closure looks like revenge because you're not able to understand the pain that you just withheld. And then it triggered a trauma response in you. You went through something probably either in the past. So when you opened your heart out to that person, and we're talking about relationship wise, and they showed you that they were the complete opposite of what you expected them to be, that's pain. And you're not able to accept how to grieve off of that. You're not able to understand the reality because you wouldn't expect this person to do you like that. You thought this person loved you. You thought this person respected you so much that they would never, ever cross those lines. This type of ambiguity or uncertainty is how we handle our negative emotion. And these type of things rarely succeed. People believe that closure, and even if they don't say they believe it, but they act as if closure is a way to soften the edges of grief, shortening the length of a healing process. And honestly, you don't always get closure, but you do always get the outcomes you need. Give yourself permission to move on. I know what you're thinking. What if? What if they actually want closure? What if they actually want to meet up for drinks this Friday to talk about our problems? Or maybe this hour or 3 hour phone call is actually worth it. I felt that way before. And I tell you, over 10 times I've asked my ex for closure, and I promise you every answer was different. I had to realize that closure comes within. And even though it took after multiple times because I wasn't accepting the reality, even though I knew the reality deep down inside, like she doesn't love herself, it's not me, but my actions show different. I wanted her to be with me so bad as a codependent person because I needed her. I felt like I needed her, you know? So with that being said, when it came to the moment she was telling me why she couldn't be with me, I couldn't understand. I felt like I was the perfect woman for her. And that's what the decisions I was trying to decipher. Why? Why me? And let's be honest, do you really need that? Do you really need that closure from that person when their actions showed you enough? Do you really want to give that person who obviously destroyed you another level of power to try to rebuild you, where they can actually tell you about yourself, because that's what they would do. They will manipulate you because after a certain point, they don't want to accept that they might be the problem. Sometimes you might come across those who's like, yeah, it's me. I'm just not ready. But it will still hurt you, especially as a codependent person or a person who suffered many traumas. You will feel the one to blame. You will blame yourself. You don't need closure. And you need to understand that closure comes within. You need to understand your worth. Unresolved issues become a burden. So that closure that you're hoping that you would get or you possibly gotten, it's really not enough. What you need is that closure from that chapter within, that inner sanctuary where you can actually close that book to say, I'm okay with understanding that it is over. The rememberers fight for closure, chasing answers, trying to swallow what the mind already knows. Accept that closure is given within time. Find clarity in actions, not words. It's really nothing wrong with wanting closure from a person. It's the power that you give it, making it hard for you to choose self. Especially if you're a codependent person, which I was, you will ought yourself out to blame, which I explained a little earlier. You would find ways to be the reason, even after they told you many reasons where you may not be the reason. You would still feel like you're the reason, you're to blame, because if you know you wanted them to need you because you needed them so bad. And since they don't need you anymore, you're not understanding why not. You did everything that you possibly thought you can do to make them love you. And now it's just like they left you. They left you just like anyone else probably in your past trauma probably did to you. And it hurts, and it hurts so bad because you have poor boundaries and you don't have a strong sense of self. So when someone is clearly showing you bad red flags or manipulation, you don't notice it. Instead, you notice that you're the problem, when in reality, they're the problem. They don't love themselves. So now, how to accept the closure fatality. Number one, embark on understanding that no matter how you feel, despite how you feel, that will not change them or how they feel. Number two, understand that closure comes within. Number three, give yourself time. Patience is key. Number four, accept emotions and practice balancing them. Trust yourself. Number five, let go of blame. You are not to blame. Number six, stop trying to forgive right away. Number seven, have a ceremony. Yes, a ceremony. If you have anything of theirs, their jacket or anything that reminds you of them that you would like to get rid of it, burn it, write a letter, explain how you felt. In that letter, put all the rage you felt, say how you felt, burn it, do it at the beach, let it flow, let it go. Declutter your lifestyle to getting rid of things that remind you of that person. Number eight, separate yourself. If you guys have mutuals or any friends that may be contradicting when it comes to trying to seal or close that chapter within, separate yourself from them for a while. They will understand if they're really your friends. Number nine, self-guided discoveries. Find a hobby, go outside, smell the nature. Nature is a great way to get intact with your inner peace. That's why I'm always at the beach. Find something that is your niche, or find something that you couldn't do because either you was codependent and that person didn't want you to do it, or whatever the case was, but you finally have time to actually try it. Something that probably even hits towards when it comes to inner child, where you're like, I always wanted to try gymnastics. Go for adult gymnastics. Number 10, go no contact. That's mean if you have to block them on everything, that's mean social media, block the names, block the words, go complete no contact. Try to find a way to make sure that you do not hear or see from them. That's another way to kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Number 11, write down the hard truths. If you have to put it in your notes or a reminder every day, you have to help yourself decipher reality versus the hard truths. And in order for you to do that, you have to let go of the love bombing and what was, and remember the actions. What is? What is it now? How did they treat you now? Who are they? Did they reveal that mask? What mask are they presenting to you now? And write these things down. Write down how they make you feel so you can remember. Write it down. Number 12. Make changes within self, daily routines. That's mean, I don't know, like if you're not a breakfast person, make breakfast for once. Add a self-care day to your weekly routines. Go to the gym. Do anything that promotes you to close that chapter and open the inner sanctuary of your heart that holds the beauty, the self-love that you need. So if that means going for walks in the morning to actually embrace nature or embrace life, do these things, add it to your routines because it will give you something to look forward to. Thank you guys for watching, and please leave comments, feedback, anything. Share it with others. You can help me heal others. All you have to do is share. I love the feedback. It helps me keep going. It motivates me to know that I am being heard, that I am actually helping others and it's resonating with them very well. Now, I also wanted to tell you guys, I have a special person coming on my show next week. I'm super excited to introduce who they are. And yeah, thank you again for watching Escape with Drina and Rise and Heal. Have a good day, guys.